Bong bong. There it is. There it is.
Bwah, 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 bwah.
Welcome to the show. Here we are. Everything's going smoothly. I feel like we really found our groove.
How we do it. We just sort of figure things out as we go, weeks at a time.
Bit by bit. It's a game of inches. This especially this whole intro thing. It's a whole 2, maybe 3 buttons, and pressed in the right sequence. I think after a few months, I finally figured it out. But all that to say, welcome to the Bodycast. It's the official podcast for the subreddit r/rap battles. Yeah, I'm Copasetic, and with me today is
Pathogenic.
Bong Bong, one of the illest, most deadly humans in the universe. Definitely don't fuck with them. r/rap battles is, of course, the largest online forum for the international culture of battle rap. You can find us on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, and the official Discord server. It's all in the links below. A whole bunch of great links there. Definitely check them out. It's the only place for fans to go for battle rap news from around the globe. And yeah, I mean, what more is there to say?
I mean, when it comes to the fans themselves,
Because
we have to bring up the fans, especially of the podcast, because those fans are used to being talked about because they are just the upper echelon.
Yeah,
when it comes to fans in general,
and they're in the mix. All the top conversations, all the important conversations. People want to know what fans of the Bodycast are thinking. You in particular, you at home, because you're just operating at a really high level of intelligence and awareness, and probably you're good looking. Probably you're good looking as well.
I'd put money on it.
Yeah, that's a good bet. Yeah, so before we get started, the thing that helps even the lowliest Bodycast fan to the highest of the high is something that we call the community cheers. And I would just say now, if you want to grab your liquid of choice, your wine, your spirits, your beers, and join us now for the international community cheers. 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 Oh, nice. Amazing. And all the water.
Yeah, this is actually every single ounce of water that still exists in my small town.
Damn. They need it. They were like, Pathogenic needs water. Quickly, get in the water.
The community cheers. He needs it. All 4 liters of it.
Facts. It's a really big community cheers. And I feel better after having it. I feel more zen.
One might say even refreshed.
Refreshed too. And connected to you. Because that's what this show is about, connecting the community of battle rap everywhere. And that's what we're going to do today. Because, man, we've got stuff, news, announcements, all sorts of stuff from around the globe, not just in the normal, well-populated metropolises that dominate battle rap. Sort of trailed off there. Hey, you pick it up. That's all yours.
I was just going to say, not specifically just North America.
Right.
As we may normally focus battle rap on. There's a lot of stuff that's been happening outside of our typical realm. Some pretty important stuff has been happening in North America too, but can't be overshadowing the entire culture.
For sure, of course. Is there anything in particular, anywhere you want to start? Start over in the UK with your friends?
Yeah, friends? They're your friends as well.
Your friends, and all our friends in the UK.
Yeah, we could definitely start there. There's a lot of stuff that happened, and a great battle that dropped today.
Boom, let's get into it. Did it drop today? That was today?
It dropped this morning at 6 a.m. our time.
Oh, shit. Oh, interesting. Okay. Amazing. Koj versus...
Part of waking up is premiere battles on your phone. I don't know.
Oof, that was close. That's a classic. Everybody knows. Yeah. Wow. Premiere battles. Your title match. This is it. Koj versus... I wonder how many people will get that. Folgers. Is Folgers universal? Where's Folgers? But it's like huge in the UK and we have no idea. And they're
really
just like,
didn't think it through.
so Folgers aside, the UK title match, this is the Premier Battles UK title match was between Koj, the challenger, versus Bizzo Bond, the champion. And Bizzo has just recently come back from his battle on King of the Dot with Real Deal, the King of the Dot champ, which I think the consensus was that he won that battle. And then I mean, it's debatable, but we won't get into it. Then there's the home match here versus Koj, the first defense that he's ever had, and I think he did remarkably well. I don't know. What did you think?
I was blown away. I mean, a lot of people are going to be coming into this battle and looking at it and being surprised by just how good and how clean Bizzo was. But after you saw what he did against Real Deal, who is a very, very large opponent, I mean, you're talking about battling a champ on his platform, which just so happens to be King of the Dot, which is a major battle rap platform, and flying across an ocean to be there to be able to do it and putting out a high performance like that. I think a lot of people should be expecting Bizzo to come prepared and come with all of his material being at its peak level, which is what I saw during this battle as well.
Yeah, it's a very high level, very consistent all the way through. We're pretty much, everything that you want from a battler. I'm thinking like technically, as well as like haymakers and moments and controlling the room and energy. Like he seems to be doing all of the things.
Yeah, and it was cool to see too, because the lead up to the battle itself was really big. I know that Koj had been talking about a lot of things that Bizzo doesn't do correctly, and a lot of things that are negative aspects of his ability to perform. Mm-hmm. And I think that Bizzo took those in and really made adjustments when it comes to this title match, and sort of wanted to put his foot down and be like, nah, I'm here for a reason. I'm the champ for a reason. Additionally, too, this was the first title match that Bizzo has been in, because he was technically supposed to battle Yunnan for the belt, and that belt ended up getting passed to him because of difficulties with Yunnan. But this was actually his first battle for the belt itself. It still counts as a defense, but I thought that it was really, really great. It was an excellent battle to watch.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's weird that you've got a champion and a challenger, and it's their first title match, but totally goes unnoticed when you look at the wake of everything that he's accomplished, including the Anarchy tournament. Mm-hmm. I think that I was talking to Aker at the time that he was matched up with Bizzo in the Anarchy tournament, and like I'm a huge Aker fan, so I'll just be real. I thought this is a fucking wrap. Like, Aker getting past Briggsy was huge, and I felt like, man, if he can beat Bobby Rex in the finals, he's got this. And just, I think, I don't know, it's that underdog status, but as well, I don't know what it is. Maybe he's got some magic thing that enemies don't anticipate, opponents don't anticipate. But just like such a strong 3 rounds. This was like a title match, defense worthy, strong 3 rounds.
Yeah, it was great. One of the things that I really liked about it, when it comes to title matches, one of the biggest things that I've noticed is that it's usually the challenger that comes with very strong angles about how you don't deserve to be the champ. Right. And this is why I do deserve to be that. I was in a title match at one point in time, and that's what I did as well. Because that's a very strong angle to take, is breaking down your champ status. And this was actually very interesting to see Bizzo making angles in the opposite direction as the champ defending it, as in, this is why I am the champ and why I should be. And using those angles to counter Koj's angles of, you don't deserve that shit.
Yeah,
I thought it was really well written, well thought out.
Yeah, he painted a really clear picture and then executed on the things that you need to execute on, like technical ability and having relevant punchlines. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's your competitive battle rap starter kit, and you gotta have all those things. And Koj, I think, when I look at that first round, Koj is like doing the same thing. He's like on the same level. He's punching really hard. He's got great angles, great incisive wit. He's doing a lot of different things. I think Koj is super, super talented. but yeah, obviously in the second and third, he wasn't as clean, and it's like, damn, if you got all 3 rounds from both these guys, I think it would have been just insane. But
Kojay is a great battler. He's a big time challenger when it comes to the rankings in Premier Battles and UK Battlerap. And
sure.
I think this was a really good example of when you see fighters that are fighting for the championship in, say, UFC, and they always talk about the championship rounds. There are 2 extra rounds in that, and sometimes all the champion has to do is make it through the first 3, and then their opponent starts to trail down and falter off. They might have the first round is really, really good, and then they slowly decline as they go because they gas themselves out. They're not ready or prepared to keep going at that same level that they came in the first. And so that's kind of what I saw in this, was that Bizzo's first was crazy. He came out with tons of energy, had his material down, and knew it very, very well. One of the things that's been happening lately and talked about a lot for UK battling is prep time. And Kojay has been at the center of that conversation as well regarding his 2-on-2 with Quill against Visual and Celester, and having to cancel that because of things. And he has said and been open about how he didn't prep the same way that he should have for the title match. And you can see it, that's what ends up happening. Your first is great because when you go through and practice your material, the first round is the one that you always do. When you get the second, you do first, then second. When you get the third, you do the first, second, then third. So it always gets more repeated reps than the next 2 do. And so it's kind of interesting to see how that played out.
Yeah, it's a really special skill, and I think Canel was talking about this too in terms of prep time. That a lot of guys are probably lying about how long it takes them to prep, but there are guys out there who do. I mean, Machete Trevi, one of them as well. Just very, very impressive. Him and Chrome can just come up with stuff like this. Aker was like that too when he came out to battle me. I think he was just like, they sit down and they just sort of, they know how the formula works and they just go to work. But I mean, if Kojay did that on shorter notice, I mean, it's just so good. You'd love to see him fully prepped for 3 rounds, because that's like, he's definitely one of the heavy hitters in the UK. It's kind of a question mark now. It's like I'm eagerly anticipating his bounce back, because I think it'd be interesting to see what kind of opponent he gets, and if it's a good match. And I thought, Bizzo was making a lot of great points. They both had great points. Like Kojay has a long history in the scene, and Bizzo's sort of also has a long history, but not in the spotlight as much as Kojay. So just really cool, unique clash of styles and histories to build up that storyline of the title match. And congratulations to Bizzo on the retaining it. I mean, totally well deserved, totally earned, and a great ambassador for the culture over in the UK.
100%.
For real. Dope shit. Speaking of which, the plug, which is the Premier Battles extension in London. London, for our viewers who don't know, is south of Manchester, where their headquarters is, I assume. It's amazing. This card is like, it's popping off, and it's like, there he is. There's Goat right there.
The man himself.
We had Frost versus
What's good, homie?
Was announced, and right away, and then Bobby Rex versus Rivers was announced, and I thought, ooh, here's a guy that is not going to not show up for Rivers, which is great. And then, just today, Bizzo Bond versus Tony D for the main event. It's like, man, it's only 3 battles in, and they're making their mark in their new division. I don't even want to say division.
I don't know if it's considered to be a division or not. They have a lot of growth that's being planned out thus far. I mean, the London, they have Amsterdam, and they have Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I've seen a lot of talk about Visual trying to bring another one to Ireland as well. So it would really be
interesting.
Yeah, it'd be a full-on sort of spreading out the Premier Battles across the UK.
I don't know if it's like a history thing. I would be really curious to learn if the Irish allowed the English to like set up camp in Ireland. Maybe I'm like obtuse. Maybe I'm missing an angle here, but it feels like that will be interesting conversation. Maybe I'm out to lunch. Maybe but I love the English Irish history. Let's just
discrepancies. Yes,
there's a lot going on there.
There's some. I'm sure that there is some half of Ireland that would not be okay with it.
Right? I mean, I don't know.
So
I don't know. Like, yeah, you Northern Ireland, maybe. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what the temperature is there. I only know is that Ireland has two great leagues right now. Shout out to Rapid Full and Rappers Comp Ireland, and it would be really interesting to see. At least PB has a history of tapping into the Irish talent. Like that's never been a thing. So
yeah, and they did have a league versus league event too.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So
yeah, so I'm sure it's all good. But Bizzo versus Tony D. Grazza says Bizzo is getting smoked.
I don't know. Bizzo's one of those battlers at this point that I don't think you can say he's getting smoked.
Tony D says really cool shit.
Tony D is. Would you consider him a UK GOAT?
100%. Just for his longevity.
Consider him the UK GOAT over Shoddy?
Or Osh?
Do you think that they're both? Would you just consider them both GOATs and not have the controversy?
Yeah, I mean, like Osh is number one in the heart just because, man, this guy.
Can't forget O'Shea.
Right? But Shoddy is massive for sure. And Tony D's longevity and his music and just like, I don't know, putting the work in. Like Tony D has done a lot of battles. I'm sure O'Shea would do more. I mean, I know he's done a ton as well. But like Tony D's like consistently always there. Thinking about what Tony D and Kojay battle, it's like, yeah, I agree, Jimmy Stacy, 100%.
I would say so. That's 100% fact.
Yeah. If we're talking about the greats. Who's the greatest? I don't know. Would really like to see the UK scene get to that like level of hype where you really have like the greatest of all time, like showing up all on the card. Like, that would be amazing.
That would be insane.
But I mean, I'm sure they're getting there. Did we see the Rap is Full beat battles? Who?
I did see Georgie Roots and
Subrime.
Yes, I think that's who it was. I did end up seeing that one. I was impressed with that, and I think that Ro B and somebody just dropped either yesterday or today.
Shouts out Ro B. I'm keeping an eye out for them. I don't know if I saw those ones, but definitely
love beat battles. I love the diversity that on beat battles brings to the scene, and I think that leagues like Verbal Warzone and when leagues end up doing beat battles every once in a while, it is a great flair to add.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool. Very fun for people who are maybe not used to battles and stuff like that, sort of to like move them slowly from here's what you expect from film and television to here's what we're doing now. Shouts out to Rap is Full and everything they're doing over there. Jimmy says if Tony D comes in playing with Bizzo, he will lose badly. Now, what do you think about that? Like, can Tony D even come in light? Like, you can't see this history of what Bizzo's doing and think, oh, I can just phone this one in.
I think that just like any battler that is considered to be one of the greatest, at some point in time, you might sit there and go, I only need to win 2 to win. And Surf is a great example. How many times has Surf gone into a battle with 2 rounds and still come out with people saying, yeah, he didn't even have a third, but he took the first 2, so he wins. And so when it comes to does Tony D do something like that? I doubt it. Have I seen him slack before? No, I haven't. I haven't really seen him playing around with an opponent. But
it's a long time ago. Definitely, it's been a long time.
Yeah. I think that it's been a long time not necessarily a huge amount of time, but it has been a decent amount of time since his last battle also,
Oh,
which I
yeah.
think
Okay. No, you're right.
was him and Georgie on
Yeah.
No Loose Chat and like a era versus era thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see it. It's going to be a crazy battle on both sides. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a classic.
Yeah. If he like, understands the situation, which I'm sure he does. He's a veteran. He's been around. We sort of expect Bizzo to come with 3 great rounds. And
Yes.
it's like, who can we give Bizzo that's going to give us 6 like super quality rounds? Because Real Deal, he had a stumble as well against Bizzo.
Yes.
And it's like, man, this guy is out here trying to make classics. Who's down? Who's down to collab? So very interesting. The matchup I really like and would like to talk about is Bobby Rex versus Rivers. Bobby Rex returned to single man combat, lyrical combat. Yikes.
Since the Anarchy tournament, right? Since the Bizzo match, I think, was his last one-on-one.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think he was trying to set up him versus Templar Surfer. Sorry, but
did you just cast a spell on me?
Well, bit. It's only works in Britain though. As soon as you get over there, it's gonna be like Bobby Rex for the win. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah, I think Bobby is just the kind of guy where when he takes a little time away, he really needs to come back. Like it's not that our expectations are that he needs to come back. It's like his own expectations. I don't think there's anybody who's more like hard on Bobby Rex than himself, and like as far as like challenging and coming back from a loss, like I mean, he had the great 2-on-2 for sure, and he's got another 2-2 coming up next weekend.
I'm pretty sure they got a bye.
Oh, true.
Yes.
Thank you for that. That's a good call. But yeah, I mean, this is the character, the kind of person he is. I expect him to be, and it's great because Rivers has had his fucking last however many million opponents just bail, right? Like, man, this guy is not going to bail, and he's going to give you a fight, and good because Rivers is dope. I want to see some Rivers in a fight. I think his last battle was Mackenzie, maybe.
I was gonna say it was Apex last September.
Yeah, wow.
He's been on the shelf for a long time, and not because of himself.
It's upsetting.
And that's why this is going to be such a crazy battle, because we like to talk about storylines and how important they are into making things an awesome clash. And in this situation, you have Bobby who's trying to go for the belt. He's brought it up a few times about how, yeah, I'm going to fucking go for that belt from Bizzo. I'm going to try and take it. So you got someone who's trying to really take that step towards Bizzo. And you've got Rivers, who's been sitting here, probably coming up and sitting and stockpiling on wild material and hasn't had the opportunity. And he's got to go back out there and show, with some time off, I'm still where I was after the Mackenzie battle.
Yeah, tons of potential for this battle and the main event as well as Tech and Frost. So keep an eye out for those announcements because they're dropping, and Premier Battles just kicking off the plug division with a bang. Samuel Carter 3 asks, do we have Academy winner predictions? I think we have to see all the Academy battles come out, because like if you're not on the Patreon, then you don't have access to all of them. Anyway.
Correct. Yeah, I don't want to make a prediction without 100% having seen the last round of the Academy, as well as some of these guys I'm not all too familiar with, and it would just be unfair to. Yeah,
that's the end of it. I mean, like, really, what can you do? I like a lot of those guys. Some of those guys I haven't seen before. A lot of those guys said that, when ScoMo was here last week, he said Kingsley Thunder was a totally different battler than he was previously. And it's like, yeah, let's see. I want to see. Let's get these drops going.
And I do think it's really awesome that they are on the plug card, because they have another opportunity to be on a card with a bunch of big name battles that's happening.
Oh, were they sharing stuff? Man, you were dropping.
Yes. To my knowledge, I'm pretty sure that a lot of Academy matches are happening on the plug event as well.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
That would just make sense.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, important to be, I think, especially developing talent, to be in the presence of greatness. To be in the, you just see it and you absorb it, and you know, it becomes a part of you. And yeah, I think that's just smart. Maybe that's it for the UK. Sorry, guys. Thanks for checking in. Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll transition. This is how we'll do it. This is how we do it.
This is a great transition. I already know where you're going with this.
Okay, beautiful.
We've been hosting so much that we finally tapped in that this little barrier that's right here is pretty much just a phone line.
Right? It's still on this side. Still on this side. Always on this side. Why don't you do the transition? Because it's beautiful.
The transition would be we're going to go across the pond, but we're going to keep a little bit of UK influence. And we're going to talk about a battle that dropped on iBattle, which was Moke and Ben Superior.
Bang. Amazing. Well done. Well transitioned. And just before we get started, like Georgie Roots, LS Dean, Moke, like I love that iBattle is keeping the channel open between UK and North American battle rap. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just awesome to see people from different places battling each other. That's the main theme of the show.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Not only just those guys, but I'm pretty sure Joker Star or Joker, I think it's just Joker. Joker Star was who battled Briggsy, but there's a Joker who was on the iBattle No Coast collab event.
Right.
And he's from Rap is Full, I think.
Yes. What's his name? Totally. Goodbye to the UK viewers, and they all left. But yes, it's on the tip of my tongue. Yes, totally. Shout out to him as well.
So it's really cool to see that there's iBattle specifically has done multiple events in a row now that has had a UK battler on it. Obviously, they have tons of events all the time, but they also have had a lot of that UK talent over, and then also working closely with Premier and having a trip to New York on a big iBattle card as sort of the winner of the Academy. You know, that's what you get to win the Academy, which is really cool.
Yeah, and KOTD as well, which is great. Mm-hmm. You know, but obviously KOTD is not doing events right now, and iBattle's doing a bunch of events. Mm-hmm. So yeah, shouts out to them. It's really beautiful to watch, and I think Mokus especially is a rising star. He's I think about his battle with who am I thinking of? He battled Slester, and I really liked that. And then he battled Quill recently. That's the latest one to drop. Yeah, and that was really impressive too. And it's like, man, this guy's fucking very good performer, very good writer, feels very unique.
And when it comes to the match specifically, Ben Superior on paper is a great matchup for Moke coming over, just because of how they match up at the time that the battle was probably set. Mm-hmm. However, I think that when the battle ended up happening was at a point where Moke's progression had gotten him a little bit past Ben Superior. I'm pretty sure that Moke ended up winning. I don't know if it was Performance of the Night, but he was considered for Performance of the Night on a card where CJA battled Mike P. So that's a pretty big honor to have. And I think I had him winning every round.
I had him winning that too. I don't think there's any shame in it. I think Ben can learn a lot from that battle. Definitely, it's a learning battle. And I like a lot of the stuff that Ben was doing, in mm-hmm. terms of his projection and his energy. And his confidence is great. I felt like it's a fun battle to watch. I definitely have Moke winning. It's going to be interesting to see how Premier lines up Moke's next few opponents, because now he's gone overseas. He's battled a legend in Quill. I don't know, what tier legend you want to talk about it, but Quill's been around a long fucking time. He's really fucking good. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm super out of pocket there.
Yeah.
Moke has got he's got an ascending trajectory, we'll say. It'd be really interesting to see how he follows that up. 'Cause, I think, Moke has got a really ascending trajectory, we'll say. It'd be really interesting to see how he follows that up. 'Cause, I think Moke has got a really ascending trajectory, we'll say. It'd be really interesting to see how he follows that up. 'Cause, I think Moke has got a really ascending trajectory, we'll say. Great transition. And also,
this line must have disconnected there for a
what's
second.
going on there? But yeah, definitely check that out. Subscribe to iBattle. They've got an app as well. Download the app. Check that shit out. Man. So let's be real. North America, URL had an amazing event last night that I heard about. But if you had to be there, you had to be there because it's app only. And when you were watching Caffeine, they showed the Sythe versus Cortez battle, which I missed. Did you end up seeing that?
I could not for the life of me find it on Caffeine. I was going on Caffeine trying to find it and couldn't. So I must have just been either looking at the wrong time or somehow not looking in the right place for it, but I missed it. I've just seen highlights.
Yeah, I have to say, I'll see it when it's readily available. Obviously, on r/rap battles, we don't endorse bootlegs, and you'll get banned if you post bootlegs, anything like that. We're here to support the culture. It's like kind of whack. So we'll wait for it to become available, and that puts the onus on the Battle League too. You want to get eyes on your product. Let's fucking see it. Yeah. We have a history. Battlerap has a history of getting content for free for the last 20 years. So if you're behind a paywall, you're gonna exclude a large amount of people for sure. Yeah. And then now that Caffeine shit is free and KOTD is doing the free stuff, it's gotta be free. It's gotta be free.
Yeah, it kind of builds you up to expect it almost.
Right.
So when it's not, you get disappointed. But I mean, people shouldn't be broke enough to not be able to afford $10 a month.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely one way of looking at it. So anyways, so this event, I mean, I've only heard things about To Live and Die in LA, but Rumney and Danny Myers, there's a clip on the subreddit. Looks like it was living up to expectations.
Yes. Every quote that I've seen on Twitter and that I've seen floating around has been at the level that you would expect Rumney and Danny to be at. So cool. I'm really stoked to end up seeing it eventually. Yeah,
because there was definitely a lot of speculation, even on our part, about whether or not that would pan out, because it's such a classic, the original, that how can you do a rematch and expect to get the same result? But
yeah, I don't think that it was ever worried about Danny or Rum not being great, because, well, maybe a little bit on Danny's part.
A little bit, just a little bit. That's fair.
But on Rum's part, that wasn't the situation. It was more so the idea of trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice, where it's like you have a classic, why try and get another one out of it?
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'm just glad that it ended up working out positively for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. You create a bunch of fan threads that say, hey, I'm tired of seeing the same battlers over and over and over again. It feels like Battlerap is dead, which we get on the subreddit probably once a week. So if you're about to type that post out and you think you're being original, I got news for you. But yeah, if it's dope, it's dope. I didn't hear anything else about the rest of the battles, so I'm really curious about Chilla and Mike P. Obviously,
I heard lots of stuff, but when it comes to hearing things, again, Battlerap is subjective, so you can't take anything into account. You hear one battler on one side say I 30'd him, you hear the other one say I 30'd him, and then you have the crowd that says I think it was 2-1 either way.
I heard Tink and Jay was really good.
I heard that as well. Yeah, I heard that it was one of, if not the best Tink performance since he's been back. So
spectacular.
Yeah,
that's really good news. But trying to hype the event up. Speaking of Rum Nitty being amazing, he has stepped in for New Jersey. When we did the last show, after we did it, they dropped the Ultimate Madness 5 tournament announcements. Jay Black did it on his show Champion. Shouts out to Champion. So maybe a friend of the show. Maybe. We don't know.
Hey, Jay, shake my hand.
And it was an incredible bracket. I think it was really weird. I think there were some weird choices like Head Ice and Shotgun Shug, and putting Geechee back in it. I mean, there were a bunch of really interesting decisions made with that tournament. and especially having New Jersey Twerk in there.
I think that having Twerk in there was originally planned out as a redemption situation. Right. Obviously, the first time he was in the tournament didn't go so well. First time he battled Real Name Brandon definitely didn't go so well. So let's give him redemption on both fronts. First round against Real Name Brandon in a tournament. And I thought that was kind of like his one opportunity to bring back what he was going for. So I was excited to see that. I think that there was a lot of weird decisions, though. A lot of weird decisions. Unfortunately, Rum Nitty stepping in has now created the opportunity to see once again Rum versus Geechee in the finals.
And when you say opportunity, I want everybody at home listening to know that we mean pretty much what everybody expects. Like, if you put Geechee on one side of the bracket and Rum on the other side of the bracket, you're kind of asking for it.
Yeah, it's that's one of those things. And this is where it plays into what you had just talked about of we've been seeing the same battles over and over again, right. and so Battlerap is dead. And right. So, there obviously I don't know how long that this has been talked about and how long those matches were originally made up for, because the obvious choice would be to have Rum Nitty and Geechee be on the same bracket. But with Rum filling in for Twerk, my thought was, if they haven't already started writing and figuring things out, just flip spots, flip Rum and someone on this side, flip them, so that if Geechee and Rum do battle again, which would most likely happen, it's going to be on the same bracket and one of them has to move on.
Right, it'll be the semis. Yeah.
That being said, Rum does have a challenging bracket to go through on that side, because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, both Fawns and Real Sick are on the same bracket half that Nitty is on, and I consider both of those guys with $100,000 on the line very threatening to win. That's
true. That's very good analysis. That's what the people pay for. It's not an easy path by any means, but again, we're talking about these guys are the best in the world right now. So I mean, interesting to mix vets and up and comers, maybe as a means of even seasoning the talent. Developing names you want to see more of. Prestavia, Prestavia. Am I fucking that up?
I think it's Prestavia.
Prestavia. It's much more regal that way. Prestavia.
And by me saying that, we might both be fucking it up, but at least we're fucking it up
right now in front of 3 people. And like Shotgun Shug, like what? He wants to be in a tournament? All right. O-Red. What the fuck? I mean, okay.
Just after you had said we need to see more O-Red.
What happens, right, when O-Red fucking goes all the way to the finals? Like, what the fuck? Like, are we prepared for Head Ice to be the champion of Ultimate Madness 5? I think these are they got a lot of dark horses here. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of really cool matchups that come out of this bracket, and that's kind of what I'm excited about for it. Obviously, there's the big overarching theme of I don't want to see Geechee versus Rum again for what would be the 3rd time, but I do want to see Head Ice in a tournament. I do want to see O-Red and see what he can do. I honestly think that Shotgun might excel in a format where you have timed rounds and you can't go past a certain point, because his rounds never seemed to me to always extend to the time lengths that most URL rounds had. I always felt that Shug was really great for the first half of each of his rounds, and then by the end it was just sort of repetitive and kind of meh. So if you put him in a situation where he only has 2.5 minutes, you might end up getting the best Shug, because that might be the best out of each of those rounds.
It's true that the tournament format and like a competitive battle where you have to have somebody advance and do it in time limits, it's like it's a totally different experience. I would say, similarly, Head Ice would have a different experience, but Head Ice was in the King of the Dot Grand Prix
Yeah.
And he either beat Excel or lost to Excel. I thought that was fucking amazing performance from Excel. But he was also in KOTD season 1 before he what's the word I'm looking for? Escaped. He
I don't think so. I would not use the word escape. I think dropped out or
yeah, right. It feels like, I don't know, declined to participate.
That's a great, much less kidnappy vibe.
Escape from the clutches of King of the Dot. So I mean, he's obviously not a newcomer, so he's probably seen this format in a bunch of different ways, a bunch of different times. But it's interesting to see that he engages with it. Like, oh yeah, Ultimate Madness, let's go. Because Head Ice's his style, I think, is particularly when we talk about competitive battle rap. There are people who do it to entertain, and there are people who do it to win. And Head Ice always falls into the category of somebody who's like, oh, this is going to be entertaining. Oh, I'm going to watch it say a bunch of cool shit. I don't care who wins.
Yeah. Say a bunch of cool shit that you may or may not understand. That's the best part about Head Ice.
Totally. 1,000 billion%. So, seeing him in this competitive environment and, time limits, I don't know. He was doing well in the Grand Prix. I think he got like a couple decisions before he was out, or one at least. I don't know. I don't remember any of this shit. And that's why we are hosting the show. Yeah, I mean, what else is there? None.
He's in there, isn't he?
He is in there.
Yeah.
And, he's had a sort of like a rocky start to 2022. It's been in that his storyline, he's gotten a lot of attention for it. He's basically been calling out A-Ward is, hey, you want a URL battle? Let's battle. And A-Ward has been responding in kind, which has raised, I think, Nun's profile. People are like, oh, what happens here? And then they did that event where he battled Rum Nitty for a round. Am I thinking of something else? He did an event where he battled Rum Nitty for a round, and it was fucking dope. It was great. And then he had the Midnight Madness battle, which he lost, but was really good in.
Yeah, and that was a true debatable loss where lots of people, after seeing the footage, again, this was a situation where a lot of people on Twitter were saying, yeah, Snake won. And everyone was like, okay, Snake won. And then the footage came out and everyone was like, but did Snake win?
Yeah.
And then battling Sharon. And from what I heard, he might have beat Sharon every round.
Damn. So,
I mean, I'm just happy that he's in a situation that he can have success battling, because the very first time I ever saw Nun was on a Hip Hop is Real interview after a battle on URL 3 or 4 years ago where he said, that's it, I'm done, I'm quitting. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't do this anymore. This was terrible. And whatever had happened, I didn't watch it, but he was ready to hang the gloves up, and now he's come back and really given an opportunity here.
Yeah,
it's his second tournament too, because he battled Loso and had a debatable with Loso beating him in the Ultimate Madness that Holmesy won.
I don't want to trust your judgment on that. But yeah, definitely Nun's been around for a long time. It's weird him being an up and comer, but I remember many years ago, I tried to book him. I tried to book everybody, but I tried to book him for Vancouver, right? And he was like, I need $7,000 right now. And I was like, I don't think you understand the budget that I am working with, but I'll talk to you later. And then he went on King of the Dot and he battled Vega on World Domination. Yeah, I was there for that. So cool to see him. Definitely, he's got a very prominent storyline. So seeing him in this tournament, I mean, can only make that better. Yeah. Anything else from this that you think surprises?
From the tournament? No, I think that it's got a lot of potential. I'm looking forward.
If you don't say Rum and you don't say Geechee, who do you have making the finals?
Real Sick.
Real Sick
on the right side of the bracket. And on The left side, I think, red.
Oh wow, you're just gonna do that, hey?
I am. I'm gonna do that one. I think.
Let's do it. Oh red versus Real Sick. And when it's oh red versus Real Sick, we're gonna loop this back. We're gonna play this back and say, look at these motherfuckers.
Yes.
Finger on the pulse.
That's just the way we do it.
That's what.
And that's why the fans are the fans, because they're also just as smart as I. I
They
know
know
that
it.
all of the fans are thinking the same thing. Real Sick and all red. So
Yeah. Very interesting. Don't disappoint us, boys. In other news, Disaster says that he was supposed to do a 3-on-3 on a band card that never happened, where it was going to be him and Geechee Gotti, Rum Nitty versus Sue Surf, Tay Rock, and Easy, the block captain. Which is crazy. I've never even heard of a 3-on-3.
no, I've never heard of it either.
I don't think I've ever seen something like that.
I don't think that I have. I don't even think that one has gone down. So once again, anyone that has it happen moving forward, thanks to us as well.
Yeah. Always. Follow the originators.
You can't copy respect, but you can copy a 3-on-3. So
I feel like Don't Flop probably has like a fucking
I'm sure.
few of these, right?
Guaranteed.
But I mean, it's kind of crazy when you think about Disaster and Geechee and Rum on one team. Is that like the best battle rappers in the world? Like competitive battle rappers in the world on one team?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
And I'll tell you why I don't like
Tell
it.
me.
I don't like it because when I'm looking at Rum and Geechee, who have done a 2-on-2 before, I feel that their styles are similar enough that they can write together and make something cohesive that is really well done together. When I look at Surf, Rock, and Easy, I see all of their styles, while different, are similar enough that they could form something that would be cohesive and well put together. And when I look at Disaster, I see him as the odd man out. I feel that he has a very, very different style of battling comparatively to all of them. And so trying to shoehorn him into a 3-on-3 with those kinds of guys is going to make him look out of place. Even though he's one of the greatest of all time, even though him, Rum, and Geechee are the 3 best out west, highly regarded as, I just don't think that works out when it comes to getting the material down and figuring it all.
I completely agree with you. I think that's a brilliant assessment of the situation. And like, it's no disrespect to anyone, but wouldn't you love to be a fly on the wall while they're like Geechee and Rum and Disaster are like working out their rounds together, and Disaster's like, nah, fuck these guys. Fuck, these guys are fucking Nazis. I hate these guys. Fucking
yeah. Like,
they're like,
Geechee and Rum are like, I've got 3 or 4 crazy 5 punches on 5 lines, and Diz is like, sweet, I've got 5 lines to get to my punch.
right, yeah. Yeah, and I love Disaster. It's all respect.
Me too.
But it's totally wildly different. It's wildly different. His style.
That's what it is.
Yeah. His style is really electric, and his energy and the way that he rhymes, and his like, it's its own thing. I don't know.
And I saw Disaster say a while ago that if he were to do a 2-on-2, that his choice of partner would be Pat. And I think that him and Pat Stay would be an amazing 2-on-2 because of what Pat's style is like, and because Disaster has showed that he can be really fucking funny in only a couple of lines. And I feel like together they would mesh very well on a 2-on-2.
Almost like a balance, because Pat Stay also doesn't have that style, but he has so much control that I feel like they would definitely use their energies as like a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, and because they have such great comedic sense, they would be able to work that into something.
Totally.
In my opinion. And Geechee is funny as well, but when you're looking at funny battlers, I would still rank Pat as one of the best.
Yeah.
And so I think that would be a much better pairing. seeing Disaster in a partner battle, 2 or 3 partner, or 1 or 2 partners, I guess, is definitely something that I wouldn't expect to see now.
Yeah. I mean, the bag for that is college tuition for small school of children.
That's going to be Michael Scott's Tots level of college tuition.
It's really classic. So I mean, we'll see if Drake really wants it to happen, then I guess it will. But yeah, very interesting. Definitely agree with you about the styles, and would love to see Disaster pair up with somebody, maybe like a freestyler or something. I don't know. I don't even know. You know, if it will be crew, if it will be international. I don't even know. I love the idea of 2-on-2s and pairing up. I was really excited for Koj and Quill versus Slester and
Visual,
because that is just the ultimate accent clash battle, 4 accents in one battle. But alas, some things not meant to be. The other thing that was popping off on the r/rap battles forum this week, because somebody was out there making waves, as he is prone to do, to grab attention with his somewhat threatening Twitter posts, we'll say. Averb is out here finna hit the park and sling my shit around the monkey bars and do a set of 60 dick ups. So when y'all boo me next time and I pull my shit out, it will be aggressively veiny. Boo me again and watch what happened.
Oh my god.
So like, for me, it's instantly I'm feeling like, is this guy just Daylight? Like Daylight has stepped away and there's sort of a void for who can say the fucking craziest shit to get attention.
Here's my perspective on it.
That's where my mind went.
When Daylight was doing those things, there was always a part of me that went, yeah, he's doing all this stuff, but he's not serious. He's doing it for the joke. He's just joking. He's doing it to get attention, and it's working. And that's the goal of this. When I listen to Averb on everything and all the things that he says, I don't think he's joking. I listen to it and go, this guy's fucking crazy. He literally means what he's saying here. And it's just out to lunch.
Aggressively veiny is crazy. Yeah.
I read it and thought, do I need to speak to somebody about what just happened? Do I need to go to therapy for this?
Probably. Snoo Shortcuts 4206 says, imagine calling someone gay for booing you, then saying the next time you do that, I'll whip my dick out. Bro, just come out of the closet. Nobody cares. You clearly need some help.
Yeah. I was blown away that was the tactic. Like, if I was to be in a battle, I don't care how fucking long I've been doing it, and I got booed, my response isn't, I'm going to go exercise with my dick and show it off the next time I get booed. My response is, I'm going to go fucking write better stuff so that I don't get booed next time.
And you know what's really real? Daylight doesn't talk about showing off his dick. Daylight just fucking whipped it out. What, did he get naked in 2 separate events?
Something like that, yeah. Are you counting him trying to shit on the stage as him getting naked?
No, we'll talk about him getting naked versus Dialect in the UK as well as the Queen of the Ring. Don't talk about it. Be about it. And I mean, like, obviously within reason. Shouts out to Willie B showing up in the chat. The GOAT, Willie B. Wow, if you don't know who Willie B is, everybody in Battlerap who's anybody knows who Willie B is. And they all owe him a favor. Yeah, so I mean the top thread for this week on Rap Battles was a meme somebody made of the crow doing stand up, like, boo, get better material, and then he looks at the thing, and it's like, that's Ellipse's meme. No credit giving meme stealers, how dare you? But yeah, it's he's getting roasted. He's getting attention. Do you think he's getting the attention he wants? I mean, it's just
They always say that no publicity is bad publicity.
You're talking about Verb.
But when I don't know. Like, I look at this situation and think you're pushing people away from wanting to see you. Now, with that being said, he made a post not too long ago too that said, whether you love me or hate me, you still tune in to see what I do, because you're either tuning in because you want to hear what I say, or you're tuning in because you want to hate my material. And he said that's why I still get booked, is because I'm polarizing, and regardless of what happens, they still want me on cards because of that. So that's a situation where he's very well right. But it eventually gets to the point where, like myself, I will not go watch Verb battles because I just don't give a fuck anymore. Now, I'm not trying to go watch something for 8 minutes and think to myself, why would I do that? Why am I doing that to myself? It's terrible.
It brings no value to you, so you don't participate any longer.
And this isn't me saying this thinking that Verb isn't one of the greatest that's ever battled before. He has moments that will stand in time forever. He had an influence on the scene that cannot be taken away from him.
For sure.
But the issue is that once you have that, once you have battled some of the greatest, you are not allowed to sit there and go, I can do whatever the fuck I want now, regardless of what the fans think, and write material that they don't like and get mad at them for booing it.
For real. Yeah.
If that's the case, if the crowd doesn't like what you're writing, change what you're writing. Don't go fucking doing dick ups and dick push-ups and fucking putting your penis through a triathlon level training circuit to...
It's wild, the imagination it takes to come up with this as well. Like, yeah, no, you nailed it. It's, wise men once said, when you find that people respect you, act worthy of it. And it's a weird turn that he's taken.
100%.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but the other thing is, as fans, we can't put excuses on it either, because that was something that was happening for a very long period of time. It was, oh, well, this is just vegan Verb. He needs to start eating meat again and he'll be back to the way he was.
True.
That's an excuse.
Yeah.
Just because
even this sort of like, oh, he's just being daylight. It's just kind of an excuse too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you can't let him off the hook by labeling it as something, oh, it's because he's not eating meat. Got to eat meat again and we'll be fine, Verb.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely agree. It's fans, you vote with your wallet. What you vote with your attention. Now, if this is something that you want to continue to see, then you will see it. But if enough people are turned off by it, then he's going to probably be incentivized to adjust. Maybe, I don't know, or become irrelevant. I mean, we've always said Battlerap is in its infancy, and you never really know who the legends are going to be, because we're still making legends now. Mm-hmm. The young Pathogenic, the legend, is just getting started. Yeah. We're just kicking it off. Wait till you see Pathogenic in his 40s, fucking body bagging internationally, the greatest battlers alive. The last question, and really the most serious question, speaking of like mental health and all that good stuff, would you let Danny Myers headbutt you in the chest full force for $500? Full force? Is that a qualifier that needs? I guess so. Listen, Danny, I know you're about to headbutt me in the chest for $500, but I want you to know, really, you can fucking let her rip. You can really now, and you're different too, right? So I'm gonna let you answer. I'll just let you answer.
Okay, so when I hear this question, I have to think about things. A, Danny Myers is bald. He has no hair to cushion his head hitting your chest.
Whatever cushion that might provide.
Not very much, but maybe something.
Sure, of course.
B, I've seen Danny smile. He's missing teeth, which means he doesn't give a fuck what happens to his head or face area. And C, The train just broke 16 of my ribs, so I'm not letting nobody near it.
Isn't it a thing where it grows back and it's actually like they're all healed and calcified, so they're like stronger now, and you can like.
I don't think so.
Well, maybe I don't know. We'll have to test it out.
Maybe they are, but I don't know.
We'll get you in the ring with Danny Myers. Buckle Sandwich says, "Are we talking like an hour after the battle when his adrenaline wears off? For sure. Or is it during a good first round of his on a big stage when he's in bar god mode? Because $500 ain't no good to me if I'm dead."
That's the thing. Danny's not a small guy.
Yeah. He's short though, isn't he?
Which means he's at chest level.
Right.
That's just where he would normally headbutt. He doesn't have to bend down. He's got
Right.
full.
Right, and this is him of his own power. He's not being shot out of a cannon. This is his own head power and
Correct.
strength. Right. He's got low center of gravity. Very, very, very deadly.
This is a very dangerous question.
And come on, $500? We can't. I mean, 500 American is a lot more here.
Yeah, that's like 22,000 Canadian. So
it's down
might be
payment.
something to consider.
Maybe for my kids. I did this for my kids. But I don't know. It's been a good week in battle rap. It's been light. It's been fun. No real drama. Good drops. Check out all the channels that we recommended and talked about. I think that's it, man. I think that's the show.
I think that's it.
We did a great job. You especially. I thought you were really on point. It's really great having you on because I think I know a whole bunch of shit, and then you come on and you're like, actually this, actually that, actually if you didn't notice this, and you're like filling all of the blind spots that I have, which are.
Well, keep in mind that I have not been working for the last 4 months because of my accident, and I actually go back to work on Tuesday. It'll be my first time Tuesday at my new job, and so I'm going to be not sitting at home doing battle rap stuff all the time. So
spectacular. Can you are allowed to talk about your new job, or is there's a because you signed a confidentiality thing?
No, I can talk about it. I'm so for those that
he's a mercenary for hire. Sorry.
I was a zookeeper. I was a zookeeper for 7 years, and I was in the process of quitting before my accident, and then my accident kind of was the perfect opportunity to stop working at that point in time. And so I'm
pretty much do whatever you want after the accident, can't you? Couldn't you just sort of like, actually, I don't want to take this art painting class at the community center anymore? And they'd be like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I kind of, yeah, a lot of that has worked on a lot of things around. Minus, like, I don't want to pay the bill at the restaurant because.
So close.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be doing leather, plastic, and vinyl repair for a company called Fiber New.
Very cool. Okay. You work with your hands, that sort of thing? Yeah. So you're no longer getting on your grizzly and letting the eagles fly. What are the bars about your job now?
I anticipate there will be no bars about my job currently. I anticipate that I will still have zoo bars brought up because it was a very big portion of my life. And I feel like that it will be overshadowed by the train accident. It's
the most interesting thing. Let's be real. It's super interesting. I got zoo bars for you. Whenever this happens, Whenever this happens. Nothing but zoo bars and name flips. That's all for this week. Remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and join the Discord link in the sidebar. All the links in the sidebar. And yes, as we were saying earlier, people like Jay Black might watch this show. I don't know. But Mickey Fax, he might watch this show. Disaster might watch this show. Now that I mentioned him, actually, it's probably, I did a little impression of him. It's not going to like that. So all of those people liked and subscribed. And if you do that and you share it, hey, you'll be in the same company of those people. It's good company. So anyways, for myself, at Copasetic, ILL on Twitter, or at Copasetic. I'm sure I'm the only one. And my guy Path is
at Pathogenic GG on Twitter and Jacob Gregoric on anything else.
Bang, bang. Hit us up if you want to be on the show, if you want to talk that shit. We are around. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.